At Gutsy Gaming, I'm Jake, and today we are unboxing Targi from Andreas Steiger. 2 players only, 2 nomadic tribes compete for control of Saharan trade routes in Cosmos. 2 players, ages 12 and up, 60-minute playtime, more than 50,000 games sold. It says 4 out of 5 for strategy, 2 out of 5 for luck, 5 out of 5 set collection, and 5 out of 5 order placement. A Targi is a male member of the Tuareg people who live in the Sahara Desert. As tribe leaders, you are in competition to build the most prosperous tribe. To do this, you must trade goods from near, such as dates and salt, and far, such as pepper, in order to earn gold and advantages to ultimately expand your tribes. In the game, the desert is a 5x5 grid of cards. You place your Targi figures on the board that border the desert and carry out the actions of those cards as well as the cards at the desert crossroads between them. If you don't go to the trader, you won't be able to trade, or even worse, your opponent will. Or maybe a caravan will bring the goods you desire. The desert is a dangerous place with robbers and rival tribes all vying for the same resources. There are many choices to consider, and the shifting desert sands bring a different set of choices each round. You can win only if you plan shrewdly and always keep some gold in your pocket. Has 80 game cards, 6 Targi figures, 1 robber figure, 4 tribe markers, 30 goods tokens, 8 gold tokens, 15 victory point tokens, 1 starting player token, and a rulebook. Got our rules. It's got the overview and goal, game preparation, gameplay. It holds out examples of gameplay, additional rules and detail, symbols, end of game scoring. We've got a bunch of tokens. And then we've got our little meeples. There's a gray, a little blue, and then just cards. Those open up nicely. So we've got, it says raid. Each player must surrender 1 gold or 3 victory points. The game ends immediately after. Only the robber may be placed on this card. 1 time salt. Tribal expansion. Turn over the top tribe card from the draw pile. You may display it immediately if you pay the cost. Or you can take it into your hand if you do not have any other cards in your hand already, or discard it. Caravan. Draw the top goods card from the draw pile and take whatever is depicted on it. 1 or 2 goods, 1 gold, or 1 victory point, then discard the card. Raid. Each player must surrender 3 goods of his or her choice, or 2 victory points. Then the robber immediately advances 1 card. Only the robber may be placed on this card. 1 pepper. Silversmith. Once per turn, you can earn victory points for 2 goods of the same type. You get 1 victory point, or for 4 goods of the same type, you get 3 victory points, or for 1 gold, you get 2 victory points, or for 2 gold, you get 4 victory points. Fata Morgana, Mirage, you may move one of your tribe markers from a card in the center area to another unoccupied central card. Raid, each player must surrender 2 goods of his or her choice or 1 victory point. Then the robber immediately advances 1 card. Only the robber may be placed on this card. 1 times dates, 1 time pepper. Trader, you may exchange 3 goods of the same type for 1 gold or 2 goods of the same type for 1 other goods. You may perform as many trades as you like. Another raid, must surrender 1 good of his choice or 3 victory points. So the robber's always going to move. 1 time salt, 1 time dates. Noble, you may place the card in your hand in your display if you pay the cost, or you may discard the card in your hand. Tribe. Okay, so we got. Okay, so these are all tribes. Let me flip it over and go back to this side. Dates and salt. Goods card. Dates, salt. Looks like pepper. Yeah, I think it's pepper, dates, salt. Pepper and salt, pepper and dates. Shows all of them. This is goods too. Africa Makuta. And then, I guess whatever this item is. Goods. Pay 1 fewer of any goods required to add Oasis cards to your display. This is tribe cards. In each round in which you get at least 1 salt from a goods card, you receive 1 more salt. At the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point for every 2 well cards in your display. In each round in which you get no goods from a goods card, you receive 1 goods of your choice. Immediately after displaying this card, you may move any 2 of the tribe cards in your display. No gaps allowed after moving the cards. You no longer have to surrender anything during a raid. It just looks like items. In each round in which you get at least 1 pepper from a goods card, you receive 1 more pepper. At the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point for every 2 camp cards in your display. Pay 1 fewer of any goods required to add Camel Rider cards to your display. If at the end of the game this card is in the rightmost space of a complete row, you receive 2 additional victory points. If you have more cards in your display than your opponent at the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point. Immediately after displaying this card, for every 2 empty spaces out of 12 possible in your display, you receive a 1-time bonus of 1 goods of your choice. Place 1 gold from the supply on this card. If you display a card later on that costs gold, take the gold from here. If you pay 1 additional goods of 1 of the types required, you may display 1 card from your hand without using the noble action. You may place 1 of your Targi figures on the card occupied by the robber. Immediately after displaying this card, you receive a 1-time bonus of 1 goods from your choice for every 2 cards in your display. Pay 1 fewer of any goods required to add well cards to your display. At the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point for every 2 Targia cards in your display. Pay 1 fewer of any goods required to add camp cards in your display. At the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point for every 2 Oasis cards in your display. At the end of the game, if you have 10 or more cards in your display, you receive 1 additional victory point. If you use the trader action, you may exchange goods at a rate of 1 to 1. When you use the noble action to place the card in your hand in your display, display, pay 1 goods fewer than required. In the round after you display this card, your opponent may only place 2 Targi figures as a one-time penalty. For every raid, you receive 1 victory point after surrendering what is demanded. At the end of the game, you receive 4 victory points instead of 2 for each complete row of 4 different tribe symbols for up to 2 rows. Immediately after displaying this card, you receive a one-time bonus of 3 goods of your choice, 1 gold, or 1 victory point. At the end of the game, you receive 1 additional victory point for every 2 Camel Rider cards in your display. Pay 1 fewer of any goods required to add Targi cards to your display. In each round in which you get at least 1 dates from the goods cards, you receive 1 more dates. Alright, that is all the cards. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Subscribe.